And we're off. Woohoo! Moto vlogging in the rain. Moto vlogging in the rain. Gotta love it. Well, it's October up here in upstate New York. Just went to the dealership. Got my bike inspected. Good for another year. Got an oil change while I was at it. And I'm now $115 later in the wallet. Oh yeah. That's my Subway sub and the large Coke kicking in. So, how many of you guys ride in the rain? Does the rain bother you? Are you scared of the rain? Do you not have the proper gear to stay dry in the rain? Those are all questions you should ask yourself. I have a Joe Rocket Ballistic 5.0 jacket, which is waterproof. I got the Joe Rocket Ballistic gloves, which are waterproof. And currently, I am not wearing waterproof pants. I am just wearing Kevlar jeans. The forecast was for, kind of like light drizzly, light rain stuff today, so I am not too worried about it. I might get a little damp, but nothing major. So so I'm not wearing the waterproof bottoms. I mean, I just got a half-hour ride. If I get wet, so be. No biggie. I'm just on my way home anyways. So, but come on, buddy, move it. Just got the oil changed, so my bike will be ready to store this winter. You always want to store your bike on a fresh oil change. Get rid of the contaminants and water and anything else that's built up in oil over the time. And then we'll have to see if they put the proper amount of oil in it this time, because last oil change station had me about a 40% low on a quart when I would get to WFO speeds, wide open over 100. My low engine, low oil light would go on, which was telling me the bike was getting starved for oil. And as soon as I saw that, boom, I backed right off the gas. I don't want to have a bearing go bad or worse, detonate the engine. So I tried it 2-3 times, and it did it each time. And the next day I tried it again, and it did it. So screw that. So I took it easy on a bike and picked up an extra quart of oil, which usually I have an extra quart, but I didn't. So I added until it was back up to the sight window. I think what happened was the gentleman that changed my oil didn't account for the oil filter, because that's about 0.4 of a quart. So on my particular bike, the sight window halfway up is not full. There's 2 lines on the sight windows, one at like a 1/3 and one at 2/3. You got to be at the one that's 2/3. It's even though it's 2/3, when you get it to the line, the window's almost completely full. The guy had it down at the first line, so he had it at the fill mark. So it's technically a half quart low. I ain't too happy that he did that, especially since that oil change is $100 damn bucks. With tax, it's $109 for oil change at dealership now in New York State. And I know down south there's more dealers and more competition, so prices are lower, but prices up here are damned expensive. Makes me wish I had my own garage. It's something that is an added cost I really don't want to spend, but when you don't have a garage, you're at the mercy of shops if you don't have a place to work on your bike. Half tempted to get a ramp, use my ramp and wheel the thing indoors. So a bike's got, let's see, 12,854 miles on it. I am 1 month away from making the last payment on the bike. Actually, less than a month now. I think I got about 3 weeks, and I'll be making the last payment on it. So it looks like in 3 years I would have put 13,000 miles on it. So that's not too bad up here in New York, because that's about 4,300 miles a year, and the average rider rides 3,000. So I'm doing pretty good for being up here. I have not ridden this bike as much as my Ninja 500, but I think part of it has to do with last year was a really wet season. I mean, really wet. Waiting for the light to change green. All motovloggers are always waiting for the bloody light to change green. So riding in the rain, you gotta watch your throttle hand here. Gotta watch your traction, especially on the paint. Crosswalk lines, manhole covers, storm drains, oil, especially oil, which when it first rains, if you remember your MSF class, if you took it when it first rains, that's when the oil is at its slipperiest, mixing with the water. Once it has rained really good, it will wash all that crap off the road, hopefully, but probably not at intersections. So when you pull up to intersections, you got to be careful. Generally, when I'm rolling the last few feet to a stop, if you watch, you'll notice that I lit off on the front brake. I just barely am using front brake, and I favor a little bit heavy rear brake right in the last few feet at a traffic light. I do not do that when doing a normal harder stop, though. So don't think I'm getting in the habit of doing something wrong. It's just specifically at a traffic light when I'm rolling up when it's wet. I'll do that, and that's saved me more than once in a bad weather like this when I've had to do emergency braking, because I don't get real heavy on the front brake right away. I kind of ease into it so I don't lock it up. And then this bike doesn't have ABS, so I got to stay right on top of it so I don't wind up washing out the front end and put myself down. Well, it's just drizzling right now. It's nothing major. Yeah. Oh my gosh, someone with a stick shift. Who would have knew? I thought those were getting extinct. Nice. Notice the bike's shifting better with a fresh oil change. It's definitely liking me better. Gonna put that truck in or what? Yeah, see, the truck is smart. You slow it down, just said, screw it, I'll get behind him. Stay green for me, please. Why don't you tap your brakes, buddy? Holy cow. Just give yourself a buffer zone. Dead doe. That's place you expect to see it. Although this is still kind of rural, and there is a park right there. Parks and churches, man. Places where people don't frequent the lots often, so the deer will hang out there because there aren't as much human presence. All right, coming up to the super slab, baby. Taillight out or is the taillight gone? I think the taillight's gone, dude. Yep, it's gone. I think. Hard to tell. Go back about that. Oh, I'm going to be stuck in cars here. No, you don't. You can get behind me.